Greetings everybody and welcome back to WagerTalk TV. This is Pavlos to break down some MLS matches for the weekend. We got some huge matches in the sense that I find very good betting opportunities. In this video I'm going to give you guys 4 free plays in 4 matches that I believe I have some good reads, some good angles. We have a 5% MLS max bet loaded. It's a spread bet for Saturday at wt.buzz/PL. Number 1 in MLS over at WagerTalk in 2025 and in 2023. Currently number 2 this season, but with a small sample of just 3 plays. We went 2-1 and we won our only 5% MLS max bet. Looking to do it again on Saturday. So the 5% alone costs $39, but a 7 days all access is $59, and of course it will get you one more week, one whole week of plays. If you buy this today, you'll also get my 4% spread bet for Friday. And of course, we got the Champions League and Europa League quarterfinals, the second legs on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We got the CONCACAF Champions Cup as well. We got Copa Libertadores, Copa Sudamericana. If you buy this on Saturday, you also get next Saturday's plays as well. We also have discounted passes for 30 days of MLS at $89, 1 year of MLS at $3.99, and of course we got discounted passes for 7 days all soccer, 30 days, 90 days, and yearly pass. So head over to my page, you'll find I got 2 free plays loaded. I'm looking to load a few more. So onwards to the MLS free plays. I'm gonna start off with a match that many will overlook. It's a match between Montreal and Philadelphia Union. Montreal, like every other season, they've started the season with 6 away matches, but it's now time for their first home match of the season. They rarely do well on the road. They only beat the Red Bulls by 3-0. All the other losses were pretty bad losses, like 5-0 to San Diego, 3-0 to Chicago Fire. But anyway, those are on the road. Now, getting ready for the first home match of the season, I think they have very good chances of avoiding the loss against an absolutely horrible Philadelphia Union side. Philadelphia are winless in the MLS. They got 6 losses out of 6 games, scored 4 goals, conceded 11. I mean, nothing goes right for them. This is a match between 2 teams that have they've played 12 matches combined and they've won 3 points. A Montreal win. So I mean, this is a match where it's a kill or be killed, in the sense that they're just very teams with very bad results looking for some stability. I like Montreal on the pick'em line here at -110. I think it's the first home match of the season, and that says a lot. Philadelphia, I mean, they're not the same Philadelphia from seasons past. Yeah, last season they won both home and away versus Montreal. And of course they also beat them in the Leagues Cup in 2024. But again, these are 2 bad sides, and one of them is playing their first home match of the season. There's gonna be, I didn't read that there's gonna be people in the stands, but I'm guessing it's their first home match of the season for your team. So if I was a Montreal supporter, I would go to support my team in the stadium, right? So this match could really go anywhere, to be honest. This is not one of my best bets. This is just a thought that I have, that Montreal pick'em could be the way to go here. -110 is the price. So that's the first free play for Saturday. Moving on to a Western Conference match between the Portland Timbers and the LAFC. Now, here's the thing. LAFC have not conceded a single goal. They played 6 matches, they got 5 wins, 1 draw, 0 losses. They've scored 14 goals, but have conceded 0. I was looking at their expected goals against, and they should have conceded, I think, 6 or 7 goals, which is, I think it's time for LAFC to concede their first goal of the season. Portland, I mean, they've only failed to score once, and that was on the road against Colorado. They created 12 shots, 3 on target, 1.1 expected goals. Not that great, but keep in mind that they also saw a red card in the 77th minute. So, and again, it was on the road at Colorado, which is always hard to play at. But at home, they've scored in all 3 matches, and they have a history of scoring against LAFC. In fact, in 2, 4, 6, 8, in 9 previous matches in Portland, Portland have scored in all 9, but they kept just 1 clean sheet. So this is a matchup that has 8 of 9 in this venue are going to the both teams to score. A lot of them are going to the over 2.5 goals as well. So a same game parlay with both teams to score and over 2.5 goals is at minus 125 is definitely something to consider in this game. Again, LAFC, they also did something similar last season. They started with a lot of clean sheets in the first like 5 or 6 matches of the season. Again, their expected goals were much higher, so they can't go getting clean sheets for any longer. I think Portland scored here. I think LAFC should be able to score here, even though, LAFC, it must be said that they played midweek in the CONCACAF Champions Cup quarterfinals. They got a big win, 3-0 at home versus Cruz Azul. And that was, again, a match where they probably should have conceded. Cruz Azul had 15 shots, 5 on target. And, LAFC, they have to go to Mexico in a match that is going to be pretty difficult because Cruz Azul, much like any other Mexican team, where they're playing at home against an MLS side, trailing by 3 goals, I think Cruz Azul will give them a hard time next week. So maybe LAFC will rotate a little bit here, but it's all about the stats. I think their clean sheet streak will come to an end this weekend versus Portland. So both teams to score and over 2.5 goals, minus 125. I'd bet this to minus 135. I think that's a fair way to bet this game. Moving on to another game where in the Eastern Conference, that's late on Saturday. It's a match between Colorado and Houston. This takes place at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Colorado versus Houston. I like the over 2 3/4 goals here, guys. Minus 113. Colorado, they're just firing in all cylinders. They got 13 goals scored and 10 conceded so far in the season. They're 4-2 to the over 2.5 goals, 3.8 goals scored per match. Their only unders were against Portland and Seattle. And again, in their match against Portland, as I talked earlier, they could have conceded another goal. Their match against Seattle was a 2-0 loss on the road, and Seattle are one of the tightest teams in the MLS. So take that result with a grain of salt. Colorado lost away to Toronto by 3-2. They beat Kansas by 4-1. Lost at New York City by 3-1, beat the LA Galaxy by 4-1 at home. So 4-0 run to the over 3.5 goals. So with both teams to score in all 4. So I think this match has goal fest potential, and the over 2.75 goals is sitting at a minus 113. I think that's a fair way to bet this game. And Houston had pretty similar results. They played 5 matches. They got 2 unders in there. The one was against Seattle, who I just said they're one of the tightest teams in the MLS, and the other under was against LAFC, who, again, I talked about them before. They have a very strong defense, and they haven't conceded a single goal. So those were the only unders. Houston lost 4-3 to Dallas on the road. They beat Portland by 3-2 at home, and they also beat Chicago by 2-1 at home. And this is a matchup that usually produces goals. The 2 head-to-head last season had 3 and 4 goals respectively. And in 2024 we had a match with 4 goals and a match with 1 goal. So all in all, I think this is a match with goals. So I'm going over 2.75 goals at minus 113. That's a split line between the over 2.5 goals and the over 3, which basically means that we win this bet. If there are 4 goals or more, we get a full payout. At 3 goals exactly, we get half a win, half a push. We lose the entire stake at 0, 1 or 2 goals, but I just don't think it's easy to see such a low scoring game between these 2 teams. So over 2.75 goals is the play here. Before our final match, I want to invite you guys to like and subscribe to our channel. Drop a comment below. Let me know about what you think about these matches. There's a lot of other matches that I was looking to dabble into, but I'm just giving you my best bets here. I think at least one of those is going to be a 4% for me. I just haven't decided which one. It's going to be a total. So yeah. Moving on to the next one, we got San Diego versus Minnesota United. It's the late kickoff on Saturday. It's at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. We got San Diego, who are in a bit of a dip in form after their involvement in the CONCACAF Champions Cup versus Toluca. Their defense, I mean, they started the season with 3 clean sheets, but since then they conceded 2 goals to Toluca, 3 goals to Dallas, 4 goals to Toluca in the second leg, 2 goals to Real Salt Lake, and last week they got bested by San Jose. They lost 3-0 on the road. I mean, they had some time to get back into shape, get their tactics in order. Now back at home, where they've been pretty strong this season. A 2-2 draw versus Real Salt Lake, a 3-2 win versus Toluca. And mind you, that was a game where they were playing with 10 men on the pitch since the 12th minute. So they scored 3 goals against Toluca, one of the best, if not the best teams in Mexico. So this is a team that's scary good at home. And now Minnesota, they're coming to town, and this is a team that they played for a 2-2 draw versus Austin, a 1-0 win, an under versus Cincinnati, but back then Cincinnati were extremely tight. They lost 3-1 to Nashville. They were demolished by Vancouver by 6-0, a goalless draw versus the very tight Seattle Sounders, and a 2-1 win versus the LA Galaxy on the road. And this is a match where, last season they played 3 times against each other, right? In the regular season, in the match in Minnesota, San Diego won by 4-2. In the match in San Diego, Minnesota won by 3-1. And there was another under between these two, but it was in the quarterfinals in this venue where San Diego won by 1-0 in a match that didn't really have a lot of action. I mean, a combined XG of 1.5 by the two sides. But it must be said that it was a quarterfinals of the playoffs. So, teams, they play much differently than in the regular season. So take that result with a grain of salt. I see goals here, so the over 3 goals is at -107. I think very good chance of seeing both teams to score and over 2.5 goals. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if San Diego won by 3-0, 4-0 or whatever, something like that, because Minnesota have been rather unstable on the road, although they did score in 3 or 4. So I think there is at least 3 goals in this game, so over 3 goals at -107 is the way to go. Before I recap, again, for the last time, I want to invite you guys to like and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us grow and provide you guys with some actionable information. I know there's a lot of guys doing NFL, MLB, like NBA, college football, all the major sports. I'm doing just soccer. That's my expertise. That's what I've been watching for the last 30 years. I've been betting for the last 25 years or whatever. And I've been professionally doing this for the last 5 or 7 years. So I know soccer and I know the MLS, number 1 in 2025, number 1 in 2023, number 2 this season, but just because I have only 3 plays throughout the season. We won our 5% max bet earlier in the season. I have a 5% max bet loaded at wt.buzz/pl, 5-1 run with 5% MLS. As I said before, you can check our discounted prices for the MLS season or MLS 30 days, or just all soccer will get you all soccer plays as well. So onwards to our recap, starting off with Montreal versus Philadelphia, 2:30 p.m. Eastern on Saturday. I like Montreal pick'em at -110. We got Portland versus LAFC. This one is early on Saturday, 5:45 p.m. Eastern. Wait, that's not right. That's 4:45 p.m. Eastern. I like both teams to score and over 2.5 goals at -125, guys. I think LAFC's clean sheet record comes to an end this Saturday. Moving on to a match between the Colorado Rapids and Houston on Saturday. It's the late slate, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. I like the over 2.75 goals at -113. And finishing off with a match between San Diego and Minnesota United, I like the over 3 goals at -107. Let me know in the comments below what you're betting this weekend in the MLS. I got a 4% spread bet loaded for Friday, a 5% MLS max bet. It's a spread bet loaded for Saturday. Good luck. God bless.